Hello and welcome to 5 Games, 5 Minutes, blah blah blah.
Demon Attack is a little-known 64K only shoot-'em-up game released by Imagic. You have 4 lives to take on the invader-type demons and get as high a score as you can. It's quite a colourful game, and it's tough enough to be a lot of fun to play. Demons dart in from the sides of the playing area, and a well-placed bullet will either take them out of play or cause them to split in half. The screen layout is relatively intricate too, with a rising planet and a barren-like surface helping to add atmosphere. Get more than a few levels into the game, and you're also treated to a somewhat terrifying demon mothership. You need to disintegrate the force field surrounding it, and then shoot it directly in the eye to continue. Okay, so it's not exactly varied, but it's a challenging little game nonetheless. Blaby Computer Games presents DODO. It's a clone of the whole run around a maze crushing cubes or throwing them at your adversaries. There's already the diabolical clone Pengon for the dragon, and incredibly, DODO is even worse. The idea in this version is to either crush the nasties with cubes or to lure them to the electrified red border. Unfortunately, the game handles like treacle. Sometimes it takes up to a second to respond to a change of direction. That's a second you simply don't have. The basic style of movement of all of the characters also means that you just can't escape from them. On top of this, you can take out 3 of the 4 baddies, only for them all then to reappear, but without all the cubes being reset in the maze. This makes the second attempt to kill them twice as hard as the first. It's perhaps fitting that DODO means both an extinct bird and an old-fashioned and ineffective thing, because I'd be stuck for a more appropriate description of this game. Old-fashioned and ineffective just about sums it up. Frankie is a platform game that is colourful and likely to provoke some colourful language. In the tried and tested format of these screen-by-screen games, you have to collect a number of keys and then make your way to the exit. There's a sort of Transylvanian theme on top of that too, and Funtime Frankie is a huge game with over 100 screens. Not, alas, that you're going to get to see very many of them. Even just screen 1 of Frankie is a hard-fought struggle for supremacy. The problem is that there are just too many randomly moving adversaries. You've got Igor moving up and down on the left of the screen, a vampire bat that floats over the top row dropping pellets on your head, and seemingly endless dismembered body parts zipping around the screen. You do have a laser, but it feels awkward to fire it, and it seems it rarely hits the mark. The elation you feel if you do complete the screen is beyond words, and thankfully there is a cheat mode that allows you to play any screen, and do a few more tricks beside. I don't really recommend Frankie. It's far too frustrating for any longer than 10 minutes or so. Manic Miner is the ultimate early platform game of the 80s. This is Matthew Smith's original, wonderful, monochrome platform game of platforms and roaming nasties, perfectly converted for the dragon. It's a privilege to be able to play it as intended. I'd say it's lost practically none of its appeal in nearly 4 decades. The idea is to progress through each of the screens by collecting the flashing objects and then moving to the mineshaft. You need to tread carefully, judging your jumps so as to sail over the heads of the penguins and all the other dudes that inhabit the mines. Now, although I love this game, I do have to sound a note of caution to all of those poor souls who, like me, came late to the 8-bit computing party in the 80s and started off with Manic Miner's sequel, Jet Set Willy. The arc through which Miner Willy travels is just so slightly different to the arc through which Jet Set Willy travels. If you're used to Jet Set Willy, this can come as quite a surprise to say the least. The Dragon version has a cheat mode and 2 extra screens for your enjoyment, making it even more of a must-have game. Poltergeist is an officially licensed game based on the movie of the same name. In it you must rescue Carol Ann, a little girl who has been abducted by an evil entity and is being held captive in the light. Now, like in the movie, you wouldn't want to go into the light without some weapons, would you? So your first task is to run around suburbia finding them, avoiding cars which never speed up, slow down, or turn left or right. After this, your feet have to survive going up the terrible haunted staircase. And finally, you venture into the light with the weapons you've collected, which are, as in the movie, a rope, a towel, some tennis balls and a handkerchief. Unlike in the movie, you've also got a machine gun. Both the game and the movie Poltergeist haven't aged particularly well. My verdict on this game is it's just plain weird. So play it!